When we took over a house a couple of years ago, this was the original fireplace we had, and we decided to turn it into something more modern. This is the story of how we built this fireplace. We found and ordered all the parts from a local home exhibition that was going on. But before we could install anything, we had to get to work on patching up the old hole where the last fireplace came out of. This here is called a chimney pipe cover. It's something that you can place over the brickwork pipe inside that'll completely cover it and stop any kind of airflow in or out. But you do have to make sure it matches the size of your chimney, which you'll need to measure beforehand. Using a good refractory mortar, you just fill the holes up so there's no air leaks and then place the cap over the top. Once the mortar had set, could easily just brick up the rest of the chimney. I built the base of the fire out of expanded clay blocks. As we were building the fire completely from scratch ourselves, we had a lot of freedom to decide how high, for example, and where to place the fire. We decided to go for quite a high up fire for a couple of reasons. One was so it's out of reach of the kids, and the other was we have a dining table in the middle of your dining room, and where we place the fire means that it's just at the right height to be able to look at the fire from when we're all sat down at the table. Around the fire there needed to be built a firewall. So on the back here you can see we sealed in place a calcium silicate plate. Making the new hole for the new chimney flue is definitely a bit of a nerve-wracking thing to do, making sure you're going to put it in the right place. I think I must have checked the measurements about 10 times before going through this. Luckily our chimney is made out of the same expanded clay blocks, so they're really easy to cut through. After checking that the adapter fits in the hole correctly, it's time to make the hole into the main chimney compartment. This is basically like a round pipe that goes through the centre of our chimney, and it's got some insulation surrounding it. I needed to make sure that the hole I made was just the right size for the adapter to connect to it also. And yes, the cutout did just fall down the chimney. Luckily there's an access hole at the bottom, so I was able to get it out again. I went back round the hole with the same refractory mortar to make a nice smooth seal. And down below you can just about see the hole that I sealed up. The next big challenge was getting the fire into the house. Luckily our trailer was just the right height to get it up the steps. Then once in the house, which was a challenge on its own, we had to get it up onto the stones. This we came up with probably not the greatest method, but I guess it worked. My theory was just to keep jacking it up and putting bricks under it as it goes till it gets to the right height. The problem being is the jack, as it goes up, kind of comes away from the wall. So there was a big balancing job here. Also, if I was to do this again, I probably wouldn't use the clay blocks as they're not very good with holding weight. I think I would have chosen something a bit more substantial, as these things can crack under weight. I think luck was definitely on the side when we were putting this fire in place.
We're on. We did it.
Then I just bolted it to the bricks with some big masonry screws and had to check that the distance from the walls was meeting the standards set out in the manual. When it came to cutting these calcium silicate boards, I found using a handsaw was probably the smartest method. I attempted with a power tool just for a few seconds, but the amount of dust this thing sprays off is crazy. So I found that just slow movements with a handsaw was the way to go. The boards are labelled as non-toxic, so they shouldn't in theory be harmful when exposed to the stuff. I know that they can be a bit of an irritant if you're breathing in the dust, so I think the main aim was just to keep the dust amount down. What is really nice about these boards though is they're really easy to cut. They're borderlining on being polystyrene. I think the best way of describing this stuff is it's as if chalk and polystyrene had a baby. We wanted to go for some modern looking wood storage stacking system on the side of the fire. But while I was building it, I decided to bring the air intake down from the basement rather than from in the room. That way the room will warm up nicely and the cool air that's down in the basement will be the stuff to get sucked into the fire. This will also cause more of a negative air pressure down in the basement, which will draw the warmer air down there rather than having cooler air sucked up into the central area from the basement. Hopefully you can forgive the lack of video from here on, but this was before I decided to film a lot of my projects. You can see I coated the entire thing in a tile cement. We tried a little bit of micro cement as well, but that stuff was a bit expensive and wasn't giving the effect that I wanted. Once we'd done the tile cement, we painted it white, and then I really wanted to go for a special effect, which we tried here, but it looked too much just like it was left just plastered, so we went back to white paint again. In the end, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out.